Hello, this is a short demo aimed at prospective booth holders to better understand the Virtual Stampex platform. The show will be live from the 25th to the 27th of March, 24 hours a day, and also available on demand for 4 weeks after that. I'll give you a view of what the visitors will see, but also what you as a booth holder will see. Starting with the registration page, all visitors must register for the show. This is the registration page where collectors will find information about the event. They'll see some event highlights, for example, the booth hall, our kind of famous now Stampex talks in the Spink Auditorium, the Exhibitors Hub supported by the Museum of Philately. We have a new Gold Hall for Gold PTS members, a new Collectors Lounge, and also a new concept with the social booth. They'll see information about their show opening hours. As I said, it's 24 hours a day based on the time zones, and they'll see some information about our sponsors and premium booth holders and partners on this page. We take some very simple details when the visitors register: first name, last name, country of residence, and their email address. We need the email address to allow some of the functionality in the show to work. But one of the things that we learned from the first Virtual Stampex in October last year was that collectors really want to target in on the areas of interest and find dealers specific to them. Equally, some of our booth holders would like a little bit more information about who they're speaking to and what their interests may be. So we're also asking visitors when they register if they would like to choose some of the areas of interest. And we've got different areas here, including geographical areas of collection, thematics, and other services that people may be interested in. So visitors can register whenever they want, and then when the show goes live, 25th of March, they'll log in using simply their email address, no password needed, and they will be taken to a welcome video. This is the welcome video from October. Graham at Exploring Stamps is helping us with a new video, and then they will join the Virtual Stampex lobby. As you can see, it's very similar to the lobby for October. We had the booth hall, we had the Spink Auditorium, and we had a Museum of Philately door on the right hand side. We now have some different entry routes which are all clickable in the lobby. We have a gold booth hall for gold PTS members. We have a clear entry into the exhibits, which also includes some booths in there around exhibiting in particular and the Museum of Philately. And we're delighted to have a new sponsor for our new concept, the Collectors Lounge, which I'll also show you in a second. Our premium booth holders can choose a tile if they like in the lobby, and these tiles link directly to their booths. So you can see that some of our members have already done that. We also have an information area in the lobby, which is all clickable. And this is really for visitors who've not been to Virtual Stampex before, or who have a question, I'm trying to find this particular auction house, or I want to see this talk. And if they click on the information desk, they're taken to this, which will be staffed 24 hours a day by the team, the knowledgeable team. And they can also click here for information about the show. They can download a show guide and navigate a bit more around the event. So at any point in time, they can navigate back out of an area of the show by using this blue bar, or they can go back into the lobby by clicking in lobby and be taken back into this area, so they can have a little walk around. I'll start by showing you the booth hall. So I'm going to click on booth hall, which I can also navigate by clicking on booth hall at the top blue bar. And you can see here, very similar to October for those that attended the show, we have a scrolling floor plan where you can see all of the booths in the booth hall. There's lots of different types of booths here, and our different members have chosen different designs and colours and how they want their booth to look. You can also navigate the floor plan using this exhibitors index, which gives you a list of all of the booths. And there's also a search bar at the top, which is available at all times throughout the show, where you can click it, start typing in, and it will take you to give you different options for the booths, and you can click on those, and it will take you directly to the booth. I'm just going to go back to the floor and show you what it looks like to click on a booth. Again, takes you directly to the booth. And finally, I'm going to go back to the floor and show you what it looks like when someone clicks on one of these links on the exhibit. It takes you to the booth. So no surprises there then. As I mentioned, there's different types of booths. The premium booths are further to the left as you enter the booth hall. Then we have the standard booths, then we have the simple booths. A learning from October is that the premium booths do receive more visitors than the standard booths, and the standard booths receive more visitors than the simple booths. Generally, there were some exceptions in that rule. And really the learnings from October is there's two kind of main reasons why the booths performed a little bit better than others. The first was that the booth holder themselves did a lot of marketing to say, I will be at Virtual Stampex, whether that be social media, newsletters, mail shots, sending out leaflets, and information in auctions, etc. And those members that also used the Stampex marketing and retweeted and used some of the branding that we have available to booth holders did and typically perform higher than those that did not. We also saw another big learning was that those members that had a particular Virtual Stampex specific deal, so for example, 20% off or a free magazine or free product, that those booths also performed higher. Some of them, again, on the booth hall, as you're looking at the information here, those with kind of bright, colourful, there's one 20% off, that stands out. Those booths with the bright offers, also typically you could see people clicking on these images. And we have all the data, and that's what's really interesting about the show, is that we can click on, we can see who's clicking on what booths, and the premium booths were having, sometimes over 2,000 visitors, throughout the 3-day live show. When you build your booth, and the team will help you with this, you can add, what you like in terms of your own imagery. You can also add videos to the booths. And when you have these images, you can see on the bottom left here that there is a link showing. So, for example, you can click on the image, the visitor will click on the image, and they'll be taken straight to the page that you've linked it to. So think about those links that you want on the booth. There's also the opportunity to put in a number of links at the bottom. Again, you can customize these how they're worded fully. I'll just show you another example of those, what they have at the bottom. So you can see there that there's a lot more information on some of the booths. And you can add all links to your various social media channels, mailing lists, etc. So whether you're clicking on the booth and being taken to a website, or whether you're clicking on the links to be taken to the website or a particular offer, the visitor can navigate that. There's also the opportunity to add a description to your booth. You can choose a long description, short description. You can add, times when you're available to chat. You could add particular discount codes, whatever you like into that description. I will show you also, I think there's probably a video here. So with a video, you can, again, add the imagery that you'd like onto the booth. So here's an obvious one, which is like, come and look at our video. And that will take you to wherever you've hosted that on YouTube or another platform. Some booths also chose to add documents to their booth. Now, documents, again, it can be in any format. PDF, ideally, that could be a catalogue, it could be a price list. And you can see here there's one document added to this particular booth, which you can either view directly, again it's a PDF, so it comes up automatically within the tool, no need to download anything, or visitors can add it to what is called a swag bag. So I can add that to my swag bag. And then at the top of the navigation bar here, I have something called a virtual briefcase. And in my virtual briefcase, I can see what I have in my swag bag. So that's the document that I've just added. And either during the show or at the end of the show, I can email myself all of these documents. There's also, as well as having the documents on your booth, the documents will appear in this resources folder, which again, people might just want to browse. They might not go to the booth to see the document, but they might just browse, and again, they can view any of these documents within the tool, fully embedded, or they can, or they can add it to the swag bag again. So just a note there on wording, so how you word the your documents. Obviously, if it's something like, Word document 123, it's not very clear what it is, but you can see here that some of the members from October, were very, very clear. There is a catalogue, there is a price list for anybody wanting to download that. And we had thousands of downloads at the October show. Every single booth also has a chat function. And the chat function during the live event for the 72 hours is really kind of the key differentiator between the live event and the on-demand period, which is 4 weeks afterwards. During the on-demand period, all of the floor is still available. It's you can still navigate everything through the event. But for the 72 hours, the chat function is live. You can choose as a booth holder when you're available. Some of the booth holders I know did 24 hours a day for the 3 days for the last event, whether that was staffing it themselves and having the odd nap, or whether that was, sharing the time across the team. The chat function does give you a little ping, either on your laptop or your computer or your phone, whatever you're using to do that. So if you are having a nap and you get the ping noise, then you'll know that someone's in your chat room wanting to have a conversation with you. All booths will have this chat button here on the bottom right. This opens another area, again, fully embedded in the vFairs tool. There's no need to download anything. What you have on the chat is you can chat via message, which is just a case of typing in, similar to what you would do on WhatsApp or Facebook Messenger, or even just in an email. You would just type that message in and send that. We also have added a new function this year where you can attach a file. So we have had customers visit the show and say, I've got a stamp, can you tell me a little bit about it, or would you be interested in buying it? Or here's my want list, have you got anything on there? And last time we didn't have the opportunity for them to share the file, whereas we do have that now. Or you can have a conversation with the chat room via video and via audio message, which is not live at the moment because I'm on a different system, and we obviously don't have the show live, but there will be the option to set up either a video call or an audio call with collectors. And as I said, all fully embedded. There might be a little pop-up saying, do you allow the system to connect with your microphone or with your camera, as with any kind of alert on these types of platforms. But other than that, no need to download anything. When we have a user online, the information that we collected on the registration page will be included. So if you have a visitor that attends your booth and says, hi, are you there? Do you want to chat? I'm looking for the following things. You'll also be able to see if they've clicked any other areas of interest, and you'll know their name and things on that. And visitors can add a photo. You can add a photo. You can add some information about yourself. Again, last year, the booth holders who did put their photo on there, who did say, hi, I'm so-and-so, I specialise in the following areas, we have a deal going on, ask us about a discount code, ask us what stock we have offline, ask us about what's coming, in the next auction. Those people that really engage proactively and put that information on their chat room were more successful in the show. So again, we have a chat training session available to all booth holders where we'll walk you through more of this functionality. I think that's pretty much what I can show you on the lobby. In the gold booth hall, I'm not sure if we've built this yet. No, we've not built it yet. That's still in progress, but it will look very similar to the main booth hall. It will just show you it will have the same scrolling floor plan, exhibitor list, and ability to search for dealers and auction houses, suppliers, etc. there. I'll just pop into the Spink auditorium and let you see this. Delighted to have Spink sponsoring Virtual Stampex and Stampex again this year. The auditorium will host a series of live talks, again around the clock, 24 hours a day, with some great speakers, and the chat's also allowed Q&A, fully facilitated by the PTS, and you know, we are encouraging our speakers to then, you know, do their talk and then obviously point people in the direction of various areas of the show. So that it will be an area where we have a lot of people, you know, hanging out. We also hope to have a lot of people hanging out in the Collectors Lounge. This is new, and this is really off the feedback of the fact that we had a lot of collectors chatting and wanting a place where they could chat to each other, rather than just all chatting in one particular chat room at a dealer table. You can imagine at a physical show, lots of people standing around your booth having a chat. And so we have created this Collectors Lounge to facilitate that. But we also have the opportunity for our members to host events within this Collectors Lounge and have a chat. So, for example, a meet the dealer, or you know, meet the auction house, learn more about our upcoming auction. So this is also an opportunity to be present in this Collectors Lounge, which is really, really exciting, and we're looking forward to getting some feedback on that. What else can I show you? I've got the exhibitors hall will be built. We can show you that potentially the chat training session. I think that's next week. That's probably it. I'll just show you what it looks like to book a booth. So on the PTS website, the pts.net book a booth, you can see that there are the three types of booths: simple, standard, and premium. And a bit of information here about what that includes as a booth holder. Number of links, for example, if tannoy announcements are including. So tannoy announcements, tannoy is a bit of a British word, but an announcement. So wherever you are in the show, there will be a little pop-up box that you can put, you know, information, come and see us about a discount code, or did you know that we've got the following new items in stock, and that would give wherever you are in the show, the auditorium, the hall, or whatever, there's opportunity to announce across all the visitors that are there. And then there's a little bit more space depending on which size booth for you to put your imagery and that kind of thing. As I mentioned, the Gold Members Hall, if you're a Gold PTS member, which you can upgrade if you've been a PTS member for more than 5 years, you can take any of these booths. You can take a simple booth, but you will be in the Gold Hall. So that's just something to think about. And you just need to fill in the information about who you are. If you're not yet a PTS member, you know, let us know, and what we'll do is we will put you through the PTS member application form, as well as getting you ready for Virtual Stampex. We'll need your help in, you know, getting that completed in a timely manner, and we will, you know, make sure that our referencing process is quick. Team are working 7 days a week, 24 hours a day practically at the moment. So we'll do our very best to get that through and approved via our membership. There's also the opportunity to add some extras. If you're a Gold member, you can have a booth in both halls. You can add announcements, and you can have extra links on your booth if you want to. So that's kind of all we need to do. We've also got an information pack here, you know, we have a series of you know, live sessions which you can sign up for. If you just let the office know that you're interested in speaking to us, then we can have a chat and answer any questions that you have. So whether you're taking a booth or whether you're coming as a visitor, we look forward